So one of the major objectives of maternal and child health scheme or services along with family planning, one of the major aims or objectives is massive immunization programs or vaccination to ensure that every child that takes birth, that enters into this world and which is progressing through its childhood, through its growing stages, is free of some of the contagious diseases, some of the infectious diseases which have really caused a lot of deaths in the past. So, under the massive immunization programs or vaccination programs, the moment the child is born, at the time of birth, two major vaccines are given to the child. One is against tuberculosis, and one is oral polio vaccine. Then, when the child is about 3 months to 1 year or 12 months of age, three major vaccines are given: 3 doses of diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus vaccine, 3 doses of oral polio vaccine, and 3 doses of hepatitis B vaccine. It is important to note the inter-dose interval for all these doses is about 4 to 6 weeks or 1 to 1.5 month duration. So between one dose and the next dose, there should be a gap of 1 to 1.5 month or 4 to 6 weeks duration. Then, when the child has attained a stage or an age of about 9 months to about 12 months, the minimum age for a child to receive the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine, that is MMR vaccine, is 9 months. And usually, there are 2 doses given with an interval of 6 months. And the first dose of MMR vaccine against measles is given when the child attains a minimum age of 9 months. So, any time between 9 to 12 months, the measles vaccine can be administered to the growing child. And then the child attains a stage where he or she is about 16 weeks old to about 16 months old to about 24 months old, meaning the child is 1 year 4 months old to up to about 2 years old, and that is when he will receive a booster dose for DPT and a booster dose for oral polio vaccine. And of course, vitamin A supplements are also given at these respective months when the child is growing, because vitamin is very essential for the growth of the body tissues and the normal physiology or the functioning of the various body organ systems, isn't it? So once the child is about 2 years old, like I said, he gets a booster dose of TPT and a booster dose of oral polio vaccine. Between 5 to 6 years, now between 5 to 6 years, he or she gets a bivalent vaccine against diphtheria and tetanus. This is also a booster dose, and for the first time the child is administered with typhoid vaccine, usually 2 doses with an interval of 2 months. And then when the child is 10 years old, he gets a tetanus toxoid, which is a booster dose, and typhoid vaccine booster dose. And lastly, when he attains an age almost where he's stepping into his adolescence, that is 16 years, when he has attained or he is yet to attain puberty, he gets another booster dose of tetanus toxoid and typhoid vaccine, which is again a booster dose. So generally, when the male child is 16 years old, he is just attaining puberty. But as we all know, in a female child, puberty is attained much earlier, between 10 to 12 years. So all these time units, these time points, you must remember about at which particular time, at which particular age during the growing years of the child, what vaccine is administered to the child.